This is a video about how to complete a quiz revision form. Although you are unable to retake quizzes, you can still earn back half the points you missed by thoroughly completing all parts of this form. You've got to choose to correct each problem that you missed. It's going to be an all or nothing type of thing to earn any points, and you've got to submit a form for each problem that you missed. These are front and back. So for example, if you've missed 3 problems, you'll need to fill out 3 forms and staple them together. So here's one side of a form for one problem that you missed, and then the back side could be for the second problem you missed, and then if you missed a third problem, you would just grab another form, okay? These forms need to be stapled to the front of your quiz, so the quiz will always go on the back, okay? And it's due within 1 week of when you took the quiz, but keep in mind I do take late work. So if you turn it in before the end of the cutoff at the quarter, I'll still give you some points for that. But my advice is to get these forms done as soon as possible because, as you know, we commonly have a new quiz just about every Friday or so, okay? So first thing you definitely want to do is write down the quiz title, and that'll be found just at the top of whatever quiz you're doing a revision on, and just copy down exactly what it says. So I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate and model how it would look for this quiz called Adding Integers. Okay, and then the date you took the quiz, so whatever date is on the top of your quiz of when you took it, I'm just going to make a date up. And then your score on the quiz. So if you got 2 correct out of 8, write 2 out of 8. Let's just assume you got 0 out of 8, okay? So you've got to do a quiz revision form for every single one of those problems that you missed. All right, this part's very important. In the first space below, so this section right here, you're going to use a pen. And I don't care what color the pen is, it just needs to be a pen. And you need to copy down the question or problem that you missed from the quiz, okay? So you're going to look at your quiz and see the first problem that you missed on there, and that's what you're going to copy down word for word, exactly like you see it. Because if the question or problem includes a sketch or a diagram or a number line or anything like that, you're going to copy that down too in pen. And I need you to do this in pen so that I can distinguish between the quiz question and the work you will display to show me that you arrived at the correct answer. Okay? So let's go ahead right now and write down the problem in pen. Let's say you missed problem number 1, and let's say problem number 1 on the quiz had to do with drawing vectors on a number line to show how you came to the answer of this equation. So I'm going to write it out exactly like I see it on the quiz. And it's okay to abbreviate. So here I wrote number line instead of writing out number line. Okay, I'll just drop my pencil. All right, so that's what it looked like on the quiz. So here's a hypothetical quiz. If this was your quiz, see how it shows like I wrote it down exactly like I saw it. I did shorten the number line, and if you're able to do that, that's okay. So there it is, and now we completed this part, okay? We wrote down all parts of that problem using a pen, and now this is the part we're on next. You're going to show how to get the correct answer using a pencil. And I do go over all the answers in class the school day after you take the quiz, and we have a chance to go over those questions, and I will answer any questions right there. So you should have copied down how to do each problem correctly in pen right on your quiz, so that when you go and you complete the quiz revision form, you can use it as a resource, okay? So it says I got to use vectors on a number line to model this. Okay, that's a -2. And I have to go from 0 to -5 because I have to go 5 units to the left. Then right here I got to go 2 units to the right. And then from there I have to go 6 units to the right, because that's a plus 6. Okay, and then I have to go 4 units to the left. So it's plus and negative 4. Okay, oops. So our answer is going to be negative 1. Okay, so you'll see right here that we showed how to get the correct answer using a pencil. Then this part, why did you miss this problem? So circle any one of these 3 options right here. So if you didn't study and that's why you missed it, you could circle that. A calculation error would be you added or subtracted wrong or performed like some operation incorrectly. And if there's another reason, I want you to explain it right here so that I could better help you. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you read the problem wrong, you thought this negative 5 was a negative 6. I don't know, just explain so that I can help you correct any misconceptions, okay? All right, now we're not done. There's a bottom spot right here, and this bottom spot also coincides with problem number 1 from your quiz. So, next, writing in pen, create your own math problem that tests the same math concept as the problem you missed. So we need to correct your own math problem right here that's similar to this problem right up here to prove that you now understand it, okay? So, yep, I know it is a pain, but you do have to copy everything down, the directions and a number line, but the only thing that I'm going to change are the numbers right here, okay? So you want to have the same concept in a similar problem. So again, we're going to write out all the the directions, raw vectors on a number line. Okay, so I start out with a negative number here, so I'm just going to pick a different negative number, okay? You want to keep it pretty similar. You also want to pick numbers strategically. For example, I would not want to start with negative 100 because I know that I'm going to need to draw a number line, and I don't really want to have a number line that goes to negative 100. It wouldn't be a problem if I was counting by 5s or 10s, but just kind of keep that in your mind, like how you would need to adjust based on what numbers you select, okay? So I'm just going to kind of try to make it easy on myself. Instead of negative 5, I'll do negative 2, plus I'll do 3, plus 4, plus negative 2, okay? And I have to draw a number line, just very similar to that problem up there. Okay. And again, right up here I have to draw vectors. 2 units to the left because it's a negative 2, plus 3, so I'm going to go 3 units to the right. Plus 4, so 4 units to the right from there. And then I have to go 2 units to the left. So my answer is positive 3. Okay? So you see how it's a very similar problem. I just changed the numbers right there to make it work. Okay, and just a reminder, you've got to choose to correct each problem, all or nothing, that you missed to earn any points, and you've got to submit a form for each missed problem. Okay? And this is due within 1 week of when you took the quiz. That's my advice. But again, I take late work, so basically turn it in before the end of the quarter. But your best thing to do is to turn it in as soon as possible, okay? Because you know you'll have another upcoming quiz shortly after, when we learn more stuff, okay? Something else I want to let you know, if when you're doing this, you can't really think of a problem, it's completely fine to go back into your math notes or your math book and copy a problem that we've already done in class, okay? Write out the question in pen, use pencil to show that you can do it, okay? That's completely fine. Try to do it without just copying all the work because I want to know, are you able to demonstrate that you understand this concept now, okay? So if you missed number 2 on the quiz, our first quiz that we took, here's what I did. I copied it in pen right up here, what the question was, and using pencil I showed how I would get the correct answer. And again, for this bottom part, oh, don't forget to circle which one and why you missed it. Then for this bottom part right here, I made a similar problem to that. All I did was change around some numbers. I showed my work right there. And if you missed the third problem on this quiz, the first quiz we've taken, here's an example. It was like this. Check all of the equations that will equal negative 24. So these all equaled negative 24. And I'm going to show my answer in pencil. And I just did like a really like rough demonstration of how I would have solved this. And you'll see that my number line, it's really not to scale, but I'm just showing the direction of how I know this answer is negative 24, how I know this answer is negative 16, okay? So just kind of give me just some evidence that you understand the concept right here. And then if you make one up, look at, well, I was very strategic with this. I made it very similar to this problem, but the only thing I changed was instead of negative 24, I made it negative 16, and that's okay to do. If there are 5 options up in the original question, you want to make sure you have 5 options in the new question that you're making up, okay? And you want to show some work. This is number 4 on that first quiz that everyone's already taken. Write a story problem where when you write out an equation and solve it, the answer will be negative 5. So I just said I had $10 in my account, but then I spent 15 on candy. How much do I have now? So there's that equation. I have negative 5, a debt of $5. Okay, and here's an example of how I took a problem similar to that and I answered it. So write a story problem where when you work out an equation and solve it, the answer will be negative 10. So I had $20 in my account, but then I spent $30 on food. How much do I have now? Negative 10. You could have also done maybe a temperature problem or similar to things we've done in class. And if you missed number 5 on the quiz, kind of look like this right here. Here's where I wrote out the question in pen, just like on the quiz, and I wrote down my answers. And you want to make sure they're correct answers. So if you got it incorrect on the quiz, you never want to copy the incorrect answer right there. You want to always have, on your quiz revision, everything should be correct and accurate, okay? So there is that. And then down here, I made up my own problem. Instead of using these numbers, I used these numbers right here. And instead of having it equal 17, I had it equal 24. And where I got this, I used my resource of my math book because we did, very similar problems in the math book. So what I did is I just took out my math book and I was like, oh, right there, that's when we asked that same exact question. So then I was able to use that as a resource when I was completing this part, okay? So again, we don't do revisions on quiz, or we don't do retakes on quizzes, we do revisions. And you can earn back half the points you missed on your quiz by completing thoroughly a quiz revision form. Your actual quiz needs to be stapled to the back of your revision form. Make sure you have this right here all filled out accurately. You don't have to fill it out on the other ones just because I'll look at the front page right here. So make sure you have your full heading, all this information right here, and the quiz stapled to the back. If you do get it back and the score is not changed, that means there is a mistake somewhere. So I would have marked, when I correct these, I would mark what would be wrong. I might put not done, or you might have done something incorrectly, or I would have circled a mistake right there. And if there is a mistake, then you just fix that mistake and then resubmit it to me, okay? If you do complete this correctly and accurately, then I would take your old score. I would see, oh, on this hypothetical situation right here, this person missed all 8 of them. So to earn back half the points they missed, they would get 4 out of 8, and I would circle it. So in the grade book, this person would have 4 out of 8, okay? All right, have a good day, bye.